Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with my good friend Kelly Blackheart. Hey Kelly.
That's me. Hello.
How are you?
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Did you hear me about to say great? And then I was like, I don't want to lie to these lovely people.
I'm a burden to myself and this show. I'm literally only staying alive right now to see oversized clothes go out of fashion and see what happens to Britney Spears. Like,
Yeah,
I've lost
she doesn't have
the
to pay
will
child
to
support
live.
anymore.
She doesn't?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she was on my mind.
Yeah, I
didn't
guess.
know that.
I don't know if she's like re-releasing Work Bitch or if people are just planning on streaming it like crazy tomorrow, but her dad just got his leg amputated or something, and then her mom is working as a teacher and she no longer has to pay Kevin Federline like as of tomorrow because the kid's 18.
I don't know any of those words. What are you talking about? She's been paying Kevin Federline like $400 billion a year for the kids' maintenance and upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's probably his only source of income. I mean, I wouldn't know.
I don't
know Kevin
I have
Federline.
not kept up with him, surprisingly enough.
I mean, for all I know, he has an Etsy store that's killing it.
That would actually be a good little route for him.
Have you seen those things on the internet where it's like people talk about like all you have to do is go to Amazon and register this journal, and this journal sells like 1 billion copies a year, and then you get something drop shipped to da-da-da-da-da, and now I have $12 million.
Yeah. Drop shipping is the new cult.
And is it like you get 2 people working under you, and then they get 4 people working under them?
I don't think that you have to have
scheme?
teams under you on drop shipping, but they make it seem like it's so easy to drop ship and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Is journaling more popular than I'm aware of? Like, what does everybody like? How do you make $4 million on selling a journal?
Journals are that like aspirational thing where like I
year?
own many journals and I own many blank journals is what I mean.
See, I don't have any journals.
Because I
write on the back of envelopes.
Yeah, and then lose them.
Yeah, I did it the other day.
You keep forgetting that you can write notes in your phone.
I went through my American Express card and pulled out the business expenses, and it took me fucking 6 hours, and then I lost the envelope that it was all written down on.
It would be too easy to put in your phone.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many new
Well, I'm looking on my
types.
phone. I'm looking at the bank or the American Express statement on my phone.
You couldn't possibly do both. There are so many new journals that are like marketed for different types of people. So you've got like your ADHD journal or like your healing journal. Right. And then there are a bunch of ones where people are like, my target audience likes swearing, so this one's called "Fuck You, This Is My Day."
Can you teach me how to drop ship? That sounds awesome. I want to make money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all you have to do is go to like Printify and you find an object and then you find some design to put on it and then you sell it for billions of dollars. I think what people don't realize is that Etsy is super saturated, and so if you have a listing that hits, it's essentially like trying to go viral on social media.
So many
it's
people
like
have Etsy accounts and they're selling shit from Temu.
Yeah. Oh,
so
100%.
Anytime I see anything that I want, like the other day I had to buy an 18th century jabot. And
it's a sentence nobody's ever said before. The other day I had to buy an 18th century jabot.
Had to buy.
I mean, to be fair, 2 weeks ago I did also have to buy an 18th century jabot.
But I wanted the long one that you tie. So it's actually 19th century, early 19th century. You know what I'm talking about?
Accurate.
Like fucking Bridgerton, you know, those neckerchiefs or whatever they have. So I had to go on, I went on Etsy, and the same one was on Temu for like a quarter of the price. I didn't order the one from Temu because I need it next weekend because I'm dressing up like a ringmaster. Mm-hmm. Just in the bedroom.
Oh, and you can't use your other jabot because it's stained now?
Yes, because Louise...
Should we talk about that?
Yeah, we went to a bachelorette / bachelor party for our buddy Louise. Hey Louise, Jen, congratulations. And it was costume themed. They go all out in their parties. So we drove to their ancestral home, in
I
Inglewood.
thought you said incestual.
No, ancestral home in Inglewood, and had a great party. Instead of having a bucking bull,
A mechanical bull.
Yeah, mechanical bull. They had a mechanical penis.
Yep.
And we must have been way too drunk to be there, because if we were more sober, we would have wanted to stay there and gotten photos on that.
Yeah, we probably would have gotten. But I got a video
We weren't
of
driving.
Luis's
Jack was
brother
driving it.
Edgar riding it.
But we don't have videos of us riding it.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to get on it though.
Yeah,
I didn't want people to think that I'm okay with penis.
Yeah, and also I was wearing breeches, and they're not elastic. So
yeah,
so
it was a royalty themed party.
Yeah.
DJ went as an 18th century royal.
Yeah, I did.
And you had like a very historically accurate costume.
Complete with powdered wig and like a laurel crown.
I went as Prince, and I also had a very historically accurate costume. I had a jabot. I had a purple cape, an inflatable guitar, and then I curled my hair into little ringlets.
It looks really
in
good.
An updo.
I didn't realize that your hair was red until that day, and apparently your hair's been red for a while.
Well, you complimented me when I dyed my hair red, so it's just.
When was it?
Like 2 months ago.
Did I do it at the time or the other day?
No, you did it at the time.
So I did it both times.
Yeah.
So I did it when I saw it, and then I did it when I didn't know I knew it.
When you committed it to memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a nice person.
Really kind of you.
Oh, there we are. We look great. Anyway, this is before the accident. So there is something called Fundo, and it is a shot, and I think it's Mexican, right? It must be.
Well, yeah, the shots that we were taking were buzz balls, but I think Fundo is like Fundo. They were doing some chant.
They chant, and then they pour it in your mouth like spring break, and it's awesome. But Luis's uncle, Hermain, which is pronounced which is spelled German. Herman.
He was extremely drunk.
He was extremely drunk, and apparently I'm his favorite actor. And then so you guys both took a turn. Oh no! At the same time, you poured Fundo in my mouth, the green and the red,
yeah.
and then he spilled the red all over my
jabot.
It was attached to the shirt. It's an 18th century replica lace front shirt. Yeah, and they're expensive. And anyway, but to add insult to injury, he doesn't remember meeting me.
Well, when I first went up to him, because Luis was like, my uncle's a huge fan of DJ, I walked up to him and he was like definitely 3 sheets to the wind already.
I mean,
like,
which
he
I
was
support.
Like kind of swaying.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you want to go meet him? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, he's really nice. Like you can go meet him. He'll be happy to talk to you, whatever. And so I had to like convince him to come over and meet you. And it's just so funny that he doesn't remember it.
I know. I mean, here's the thing. If you're going to wreck my clothing, I would like you to remember meeting me.
Have some respect.
See, I would have been fine with it because the thing is, it didn't, it was a bummer, but like, he was so sweet and kind and he said the nicest shit, and now he didn't remember it. Now I know how it feels.
Well, at least he got pictures with you.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I was drunk too. But my beverages didn't spill on anybody.
Yeah, I didn't spill on you. So you're welcome.
Thank you for driving, Jack.
Yeah.
Jack's
the best.
He really is the best. So I know that you know this, but to recap for newbies, Jack wrote and recorded our theme song with his band, the Doohickeys.
Yeah. He's
a good guy.
People.
He really is. We love him.
What else have we done in the last couple of weeks? We saw Twisters in 4D.
We did. It was meh.
Yeah.
But
very
the 4D made it a little less meh. But
4D can make any movie bump up a couple of points.
We saw Beetlejuice yesterday, and it was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nostalgic because it was such a big deal in my childhood. And there was some little inside things, but there were so many problems with it.
So many storylines going on.
Yeah, there's so many storylines.
They couldn't focus on one or two storylines. Yeah. There were multiple things going on. But Twisters, the most notable thing about Twisters was it was a packed theater in the middle of the fucking day because they had brought it back for 4D,
1 week
for
only.
1 week.
4D.
So we're sitting there, the previews are like just ending, and this extremely old couple comes walking in, and they're seated like in the middle of the row. So the woman is like helping the guy walk, and I turn to DJ and I'm like, do they know they're in a 4D movie? Because like you get the shit beat out of you.
You did.
And And I was really concerned for their health. So the whole movie, I was checking on them just to see if they
It's so
survived.
violent. It's driving dominatrixes out of business. You could just go there and get the shit beaten out of you.
And Twisters had a lot of action that we were getting thrown around. Like that, I think that might have been the first time in a while that we've gotten punched in the back.
Was it worse than Aliens?
No, Aliens,
it was more action in the seats than Alien.
it was more actiony. But Aliens, I like the movie Aliens better, like Romulus, than I did either of those movies.
Yeah, I mean, Twisters would have been good had I was talking to my sister-in-law about it because Twister is her favorite movie of all time, like their traditional family movie. They watch it before every big event, and her dad flew out to California to watch it.
Wait.
Like
I went away for a second because my brain went to, I think, the fact that Glenn Powell's being done to us. I feel like he's being forced upon us. And so wait. So that's where my brain was, and I was like, "Don't say that because that's not a gracious thing to say." So I'm glad I didn't. But what did you say?
My sister-in-law's family movie is Twister. So like the night before she married my brother, they all watched Twister together. And
that is so interesting and weird.
And so her dad flew from Philadelphia to California to see Twisters on opening night here. Like that's how seriously they take it.
Wow.
So I was talking to her about it because she's like, "What did you think?" And I was like trying to formulate my thoughts, but I'm not to be fair, I've never even seen the original.
You haven't seen the original?
No.
Jamie Gertz is in it. She's amazing.
I don't know who that is. Anyway,
I will stab you.
So she's
Helen
like,
Hunt?
how about I know
forgot
who
Helen
Helen
Hunt
Hunt is, but she's like, how about I tell you my thoughts first? And what she was bringing up, which was so true, is she's like, if you're making a sequel or a remake in Hollywood, the people who are making that should be fans of the original movie.
Exactly.
There were
Give me some flying cows.
I mentioned that to her because like there were a couple of callbacks to the original,
It felt
but
like the director
there were
wanted
no
to be like,
characters.
this is mine.
Yeah,
No,
100%.
it's a fucking sequel.
Yeah, I was telling her that DJ kept saying, he's like, there's about to be a cow flying across the screen. And then also we talked about the main character, the actress. She was flat.
She was. And when I go to see Terminator 12, I want to hear "I'll be back."
Yeah. What if the new Terminator was just like, "See you later"?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
We want it to be our own thing.
Yeah. So, and also just the love story here. It's like we're supposed to believe that this is a love story, but I don't fucking believe it at all. Also, she's a scientist, and the basis of science is if you screw up something, you don't give up forever. And she's like, I'm never doing this again. I didn't get it right. It's like, girl, you're not a scientist then.
Exactly.
That's like the whole job is failing a bunch until you get it right.
Wait. She did her own research. I read 3 seconds of something, and now I formulated a hard opinion, and that's what it is, and I'm not. It's unalterable.
Yep.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
God, people that do their fucking research. I'm like, where do you do your research? I'm pretty sure it's Burger University.
It's TikTok and
Dumbasses.
just the Google AI results.
Well, I saw it. They're eating your pets. Where did you see that? I saw it on television. Did you?
It was an episode of The Simpsons, actually. Yeah, one of the questions we got on our Instagram box was like, please talk about the debate. I don't really have a whole lot to say about the debate. I missed
will
the
whole
out,
thing.
Yeah.
I just watched the greatest hits because I was on a flight from London back to Los Angeles, and I literally typed in my search into Google clips of the debate, and the very first thing that popped up was, "They're eating your pets." And I was like, what? I was like, what does this mean?
All I know is that if this man wasn't running for president and he was saying this stuff on the street, people would be like, we should get this guy locked up.
Yeah.
For a long time. So I don't know.
It makes me miss Kevin, who was Sunset Jesus. He dressed like Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I remember Kevin Lee Light.
Yeah. And sometimes
I loved him.
Sometimes he would carry a large cross.
Yeah. He was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
It's funny because in 2012, when it was Romney and Obama debating, I remember binders full of women being such a big deal. And it's hard to believe that at that time I was like, this is going to be the craziest phrase that's ever said at a debate. And then we got, they're performing transgender operations on illegal aliens in prison. It was like a Mad Libs or a fucking like shake up a bag of words and just pick them out and make a sentence. I don't know. It was. I don't have a whole lot to say. It was weird.
And then why are we talking about that?
I don't know.
Did I bring it up?
Yeah, you started saying they're eating your pets.
Oh, they're eating your pets. Glen Powell's being done to us. Did I also say that?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't mean to. I'm trying to be gracious.
I didn't mean to, so let me say it one more time just to make sure I didn't say it.
No, it's just like he came out of. Did he come out of nowhere? And is he in everything now?
I mean, I wouldn't say everything. He's
been in a ton of shit recently.
Yeah. I mean, but isn't that how it works?
It does, but I feel like you usually get more warning.
I don't know about that.
You don't?
I don't think that's how it works. Set It Up was a good movie. He was good in that. I liked that movie.
I feel like I went to bed and woke up the next day in Glen Powell land.
Well, he's also a producer, so he's putting himself in a lot of these flicks.
Oh, I'm a producer. You want to be in a movie, Kelly?
I do not.
I'll make you famous.
I want to do you to other people.
I don't think other people want me done to them.
They don't need that.
I am a good actress, though.
You are a good actress. I think that you're having an orgasm every time we have sex.
Even though I'm like, I didn't come. And you're like, yeah, right.
Even though you're not even there.
What else have we done? This weekend.
Oh, so I'm staying alive to. I'm really only staying alive to see oversized clothes go out of fashion because they don't look good on me, and to see what happens with Britney Spears and our trip to Long Beach this weekend. I'm so excited. Kelly and I are going down on Sunday to Long Beach to have a Sunday fun day, and we're going to because Kelly used to live in Belmont Shores. Mm-hmm. Belmont Shore, right?
Shore, yeah.
Belmont Shore. I'd never been down to that part of Long Beach, and it's nice. It's if that is the part of Long Beach that Snoop Dogg is from, he lied to us because it's fucking nice.
Yeah, I don't think he's from Belmont Shore, but it's
like the Beverly Hills of Long Beach, right?
The
Venice Beach of no, it can't be Venice Beach because it's not. It doesn't look murdery.
I don't know that I would call it the Beverly Hills. It's.
Do you think Studio City is the Beverly Hills of the Valley?
Well, I'm trying to think of what would be the Beverly Hills of the Valley. I mean, Studio City could be the Beverly Hills of the Valley. I just wouldn't compare them.
It's not the Culver City of the Valley.
No, certainly not.
Anyway, we're going to Long Beach, and we're going to Shannon's Bayside.
Bayshore.
It's a dive bar, and it's the dive bar of my dreams. Not since...
I hope Corinne is working because we shouted her out on this
Corinne's
past
dope.
episode, and she's awesome, so I want to tell her that we did that.
So we rented a room at the...
Don't tell them.
Well, they're not...
That's true. This will be...
Yeah,
let's come out after.
Also, they're not going to come down there. If you want to come down there, we'll be staying at the what's it called, Bayshore Inn.
I don't know.
Bayside
actually,
Inn?
I can't remember.
It's something. It says something Inn, and it's in Belmont Shore. Anyway, we're staying there, and the next day we're going to pick up my car, and I'm really excited. I haven't had a new car. We've talked about this. I haven't had a new car in a lot of years, and how many ever years will make me be 38.
Yeah, I'm
going to be able to charge my phone and run the air condition and what other things you do in cars.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you do. Maybe eat McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And what's cool is that I've kept in touch with Rhino's foster parents. So he was with fosters for about 6 weeks before I got him. And they moved to New York for a while, and they moved back a few months ago. And so I've been telling them for the longest time, I'm like, if you ever want to see him or like get together, hang out, whatever, I'm happy to do that. I send them videos and pictures every once in a while. And so I texted them asking if they were perhaps around for this. And so they're going to watch him, and they are so fucking stoked.
You're a bad person.
Why?
You destroyed my joke. I carefully crafted this joke yesterday. I was
podcasting.
At 5:54 p.m., I said... I was telling a friend who lives in Hermosa, we are going to Long Beach. I don't know anybody who lives in Hermosa. Sunday. And she invited us on her boat on Monday. All lies. I said you couldn't because you had a dog and I have shit to do. She recommended a dog sitter for the future. Says he's nice. Just moved here from Ohio. Name is Jean-Marc Bouvier. Loves dogs. And this Kelly...
Ask Isaac if he gets it.
I was telling
what?
Yeah, exactly.
She recommended
he
a
acts
dog
like it's
sitter.
the most fucking obvious
She
joke.
recommended a dog sitter for the future. Says he's nice. Just moved here from Ohio. Name is Jean-Marc Bouvier. Loves dogs.
Saying it louder doesn't make it funnier.
Yeah. I mean, I get it now, but
Are we supposed to know who Jean-Marc Bouvier is?
It's the most common Haitian name
In Ohio?
in the world. I had to Google that.
It's because they're saying Haitians are eating pets in Ohio. So it's like I get the joke now, but also I was podcasting when you sent that, and I don't need a pet sitter, so I wasn't really paying attention.
It's the worst thing that ever happened to me.
I wasn't really paying attention to the details of him. I was like, why the fuck would I leave Rhino with some random fucking dude that your friend that I don't know says is nice, who probably lives in Hermosa, which be totally inconvenient for me. I didn't pay attention to any of the fucking details. And then you keep repeating, you're like, Jean-Marc Bouvier from Ohio.
And I said
like,
this, he loves dogs.
And I was like, okay, I still don't want Rhino staying with him.
And then I started responding with frowny faces. And I'm like, he loves dogs, Kelly. And no response, frowny face. I had to Google like 7 things to compose that joke. Well, do you know how hard it is to keep the word Bouvier in your head when you're driving?
Beauvais.
AIS. I will never forget it now.
Isn't it Beauvais?
Is it?
I don't know. Do we have a pronunciation thing on this?
Hey,
I thought it was Garcelle Bouvet.
I thought it was Bouvier.
I don't know.
Garcelle,
let us know when you listen to
this. Call in and let us know. The number is 1-800.
I love dogs. Also, DJ decided to fucking troll my other podcast on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
The other
night. Oh, yeah, because I wanted Kelly to come to my house so we could have a financial meeting about this podcast, which was basically consisted of this. We have a podcast.
Yeah, you said, I want to have a meeting where we like take notes and stuff like that. And we sat down and talked for like 5 minutes.
I think I was at a bar when I sent you that.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, so Kelly was like, I can't be there at noon because I'm recording my podcast. So then I got home and tweeted this. I was like, I'm going to crap on Kelly's other podcasts and don't respond to this post, but pile on that one and I'm going to delete them both. And I was like, why would I delete both of them? I want to keep the second one up. Otherwise it hurts the joke. See, I'm sensitive to my own jokes. And then all these people said, I said that your podcast was a threat to democracy and the number one cause.
Yeah, you said, let me see if I can find it quickly.
Anyway, I said a lot of shit. And thank you for the kind people at home who piled on Kelly.
So he texted me because I had ended up texting him being like, oh, I'm actually not recording before we go to the movies, so I will be there at 12. And so he responds to me like right before I'm about to fall asleep. I'm in bed, all that stuff. And you go, oof, I wish I would have checked my text earlier. Sorry about all the stuff on Twitter. And I just responded with a question mark. And then I go to Twitter. I see that you haven't tagged me in anything. And so I was like, huh? And then I go to your page and I just respond, Jesus. Because, and the only thing I was confused about, I mean, that's very in your nature to be a troll. So I am
a troll.
So I wasn't surprised by that. But there were so many. So you said the unsolicited podcast is a threat to American democracy and is the leading cause of pet eating in Ohio. It also causes herpes. And there were a bunch of responses already. And I obviously knew that you had coordinated it somehow, but I didn't.
Did you know that I coordinated it?
Yeah. God. Because our podcast is not popular. So I can't imagine that this many people would be like, yeah, I'm blind now after listening to it. My ears bleed, blah, blah, blah.
Your other podcast, its unpopularity hurts my comedy. Work on that.
Well, I was checking Patreon to see if you had made a post in there because I'm like,
I didn't even think about Patreon.
Yeah, you fucking dropped the ball there.
I really did. Hold on. Brought to you by Jose Cuervo pre-made margaritas. I can't feel my legs.
That's him.
That's me.
That's a video of him doing that.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. I literally had nothing going on. Somebody called me and said, hey, how have you been? I'm like, a bird just flew past my window. And I'm like, that is not the right response to that. Go outside.
You were a menace with Instagram filters during the pandemic.
Was I?
Oh God. I mean, I
thought I just got drunk and yelled at Turner.
I was getting a
text
video from you probably once a day with some random fucking filter.
Oh yeah, when I was a geisha.
You were a geisha for a really long time.
I was a geisha for a long time. And
if there's any geisha companies out there that want to sponsor DJ,
I was a geisha for a long time, and I lip synced. What's that Michael Jackson song that You are not alone. Yeah, but as a geisha.
Yeah, you had a really
The
good time
pandemic
with
was hard
Focus.
for me.
I think you liked it a lot.
I did.
honestly.
The first 3 months were the best 3 months of my life. Did not have anywhere to go. I ate hot Cheetos and drank rum out of the bottle and screamed at Turner Classic Movies. Fuck you, little Lord Fauntleroy. You don't know.
And so, what's different about now?
It's not now. Now I don't have to wear a mask when I do it.
You were wearing a mask in your own house.
Exactly. I'm conscientious.
Just in case somebody comes in.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a hard time for me. It really was hard. I think it was harder on me than it was on any other person in the world, except those people who.
I lost 6 people, but I do believe it was hard for you.
You actually lost somebody on my couch.
Did I?
Yeah.
Who was it? My grandma?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was at your house.
You were sitting at my house when your grandma died.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a joke about that because it's not funny.
My grandma was cool. She loved my inappropriate sense of humor.
I like your inappropriate sense of humor. I'll be your grandma.
I made a lot of dick jokes around her. She had dementia at the end, and so I don't know if that's what made me so funny to her, or if she just always was hoping that somebody would talk to her like a regular adult. Because you know, at the end you start to get treated like a baby because you have no idea where you are and all that stuff.
Of course.
I never treated her any differently. In fact, I just was like, "Hey, Grandma, look at this. It looks like a dick," and she would just like lose her mind laughing.
And her internal monologue was, "Wow, Kelly she is interested in dicks. There is hope."
Finally. I have a list of things that we said we were going to talk. You said, oh
God, I hate any sentence that starts with "you said."
You said you wanted to talk about mouth tape at some point.
Well, when did I tell you that? Here's the thing. Can you do me a favor going forward when I say I want to talk about stuff? Can you note the time and the circumstances where I tell you that?
No.
Okay, because
no, you have to remember.
There is nothing about mouth tape. What is mouth tape?
I think we were talking about using mouth tape for sleeping.
Oh, right. So people have sleep apnea. Is that what it's for?
It's not necessarily sleep apnea, but it's now super fucking trendy where people are trying it. It's like gone viral on TikTok. And so I've been doing it for probably 9-10 months, and the only reason I tried it is because I wanted to make fun of it.
Yeah.
But
it works.
It fucking works. I have never slept better in my life. Yes. It is the best thing I've ever done for my sleep. I used to wake up 5 or 6 times a night to pee, and now maybe I will wake up 1 time. Don't buy any of this fucking mouth tape on TikTok or whatever.
Do you use regular old masking tape?
I just use like 3M surgical tape. You can get a box of like 30 rolls for $10 fucking bucks, and all I do is just 1 strip down the middle of my lips, like because these
like
ones,
Queen Amidala from Star.
Hell yeah. These ones freak me out. Everybody's like, they're breathable. You can actually breathe through it. I'm like, I don't need my whole mouth covered because I'll freak out. But what's crazy is like, I used to always get my nose would stuff up when I slept, but I think that's partially because when you breathe out of your mouth a little bit, your nose will stuff up. My nose is always perfectly clear when I'm sleeping now. I sleep through the night. My dreams are vivid, and I remember them a lot of times.
It sounds weird. If anybody out there uses mouth tape, let us know.
It's better, like you're getting better oxygen when you breathe through your nose, and you don't have to be somebody who like sleeps with their mouth fully open or snores or anything like that. Like, because sometimes even just
I don't snore.
Opening your lips a little bit to breathe through, it'll like dry out your mouth. It's bad for your teeth, all of that stuff. Highly suggest it if you have trouble sleeping.
How did we survive? How have we evolved as a species without mouth tape? It's new, right? People have just started doing this.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's new, but it's newly popular.
I mean, I've heard of eyelid tape. That's very common in the Los Angeles area. When they
What's that?
When you get an eye job, and there are a lot of women in Beverly Hills that can't close their eyes. And
really?
So they have to sleep with tape on their eyelids.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, so but think about that. If you get a bad eye job, then you've got tape on your eyelids and your mouth.
Why wouldn't they just wear an eye mask?
I don't know, you have to ask them.
Call in, let us know, email us at probablyloadedpod.com.
Hi, if you got a bad eye job, call 1-800-GO-RICKY.
But yeah, Isaac, you should try it.
I have the worst sleep apnea on the planet.
Do you really? Do you snore?
I snore really bad.
Oh, Ty snores.
Yeah. I've had surgery for it, and it didn't work.
I highly suggest it.
There's a
Truly, I
warning on
feel like well rested when I wake
Yeah.
up now.
It was like an adenoid surgery. Is that what you had?
I had my tonsils taken out, my throat lasered, and my tongue wired to my jaw.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Your snoring must be terrible.
It's still terrible. I have like the Ferrari of sleep apnea machines, and I can't use it because it feels like air compressors shooting up my nose. I wanted to try the breathing tape, but there's a warning on it that says if you have severe sleep apnea, you could die.
That's why I wouldn't do your whole mouth.
Right.
You just do the little slit because I can still open my lips enough with the tape still on, but it's easy to just pop off if for some reason, like, because a lot of people are like, I'm what's the fucking word when you don't like being crowded? Claustrophobic. Yeah. So I'm claustrophobic. And so
I sleep with an eye mask on. It's fine.
Yeah,
I can't sleep without
I think
one
in the
now.
beginning, every once in a while, I would just take it off because you're like, oh, this is a weird feeling. But the 3M surgical tape stays well. Scotch tape doesn't really stay.
You don't put a lot of potions and lotions on your face at night, right?
I do oil.
Because no way it would stick to me.
Yeah, it would. The surgical tape, it sticks to everything. It's very sticky, but you can easily rip it off if you need to. But highly suggest trying it because it's the best thing I've ever done for my
Can
sleep.
you come over tonight when I go to bed and do it for me?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it after you fall asleep?
I do like things done to me after I fall asleep. That way I don't have to be present for them.
Then you wake up in a real panic. Yeah. So guys, now I've just changed your life. Let us know how it works because you're gonna thank me. I also put up an Instagram question box. Let's get into some of these.
We care what you think. Do we?
Okay. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
of
do.
course. So I posted one of the pictures of us from the bar last night, and somebody said, the guy next to you in the picture, it's your husband? Isaac, they think you're DJ's husband.
My husband?
Yeah.
We're married.
Uh-oh. You have to make some phone calls.
I know, exactly. I didn't sign a prenup.
Somebody said, not a question. I just wanted to say that your podcast has helped me so much. Somebody said cover the debate. That's not it. Did you feel the earthquake this morning? It woke me up. Yes. DJ texted me at 7:30 and he's like, did you feel that? I'm like, yes.
I've been asleep for 3 hours because I'm so jet lagged and I was pissed off.
It was originally rated a 5.1, but then when I was at my appointment, they knocked it down.
It was
to
really near though. It
4.7.
was in Malibu.
Yeah, it was very close. Somebody said, advice on going no contact. I know he's bad for me, but it's so hard to not text or respond.
Oh, okay. I have a strong opinion about this.
Okay.
The only way you can move on is to not have contact. Otherwise, it's like it happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. You're prolonging heartache. Years ago, I was in the Moose in Vancouver. It's my favorite bar in Vancouver. And I went to the bathroom and there was a piece of graffiti. A woman wrote, "I love him, but I don't know how to tell him." And somebody wrote underneath it, "He will fuck all of your friends."
It's so true. Yeah, my life hack for this is I did this years ago. Any guy that I wanted to not text if I had a couple drinks, because like really the only time you ever want to text somebody is when you're like, I want to tell them how much they've hurt me or I miss them because I'm drunk. So I changed every guy's number in my phone to like
8675309.
some variation. No, I changed the name to some variation of like, stop, you're drunk. Don't text, you're drunk.
Oh, that's smart.
You're a drunk bitch. Stop. And so I have like 12 numbers in my phone.
that's
if
really
I just
good.
look up drunk. And now it's like, if I don't know who they are if I go back into that list. So I wouldn't be able to figure it out.
I've never felt that urge. When I have broken up with somebody, like my heart changes, like profoundly changes. And I mean, I don't do the thing where like, I can't believe I was ever with that person. I mean, it was part of my history, but I really don't, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a woman thing, but there is this desire to let somebody know why you're done or like what they've done to hurt you because you're hoping that maybe they'll see that and apologize.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm pretty sure we talked about on here, like the last guy I dated was the reason that I didn't go to the show that you came out at.
Oh,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
that's
blah.
right.
And I was so fucking furious about this. And he had texted me like, is there a way to fix this? Did I fuck up forever? Blah, blah. And I sent him this paragraph of like, you have promised all these things. You flaked on everything. Like, I feel stupid for giving you as many chances as I did. Blah, 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 blah. He doesn't respond to it. And then the next morning I get the fucking funniest text ever. It's like 9:30 in the morning. He goes, my dentist appointment went great. Thanks for asking. And I was like, how fucking dare you?
That's everything that you need to know about this person.
Yes. And then, so once we finally like went no contact, a year later he texts me and he's like, hey, and I was like, who is this? He tells me, and then he's like, I was just thinking about you, and I just respond, unsubscribe.
Did he respond?
We've never talked again. So highly suggest changing their names in your phone, whether it's like whatever the trigger is. Like for me, a lot of times it would just be drinking, where it's like, oh, I wonder what they're up to or something like that. Or change their name to something that they did that is unforgivable to you. Because when their name inevitably pops up, because they always fucking come back. I don't think I've ever gone through a breakup or something like that where they have not come back and tried to get back into my life.
I'm a nightmare because nobody ever tries to get back in my life, and
I've never had somebody not try to come back.
I don't try to get back in their lives either. After I was with somebody for 7 years and we broke up. I was hoping he would meet somebody so he could move on from it, because I was like, Lord knows I didn't want this motherfucker. We broke up for a reason.
Yeah, men have this radar that they can sense when a woman has fully moved on from them, and that's when they appear. That always is the case. You're like, I've finally gotten over them, and all of a sudden their name pops up. And like, usually when I'm dating somebody, I'll change their text tone in my phone to something else so that if I'm away from my phone, I can tell that it's them texting. And it's like, it turns into this Pavlovian response. Right?
You start salivating?
Yeah. Well, it's just like your body chemistry changes because you're like, ooh, they're texting me. And so when he texted me a year later, I hadn't changed his text tone because I didn't think about it. And I got this text and it was like true fight or flight response in my body. I was like, oh God, no. So yeah.
I've never done any of that. Am I dead inside?
Yeah, maybe.
I think so too.
You could just be a man.
I changed all of them to the exact same word. It's all no.
And really? I have a lot of don't texts.
I have like 12 no's, and then I deleted all of their outgoing text messages so I can't be like, oh, like I used to say this to this person, so now it's all blank, new no's.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know this was a thing until right now. My mind is exploding.
Yeah. A lot of people would say block them, but I prefer to know if somebody's trying to reach out to me.
The only people I block are people I don't know on the internet. Like if I know you, you'd have to do some crazy shit.
Right.
Because I'm always like, I would think, well, if somebody died or I don't know what I think. But that seems like such an extreme thing. It's enough for me that you're not in my presence.
Right. Yeah. I always want to know if somebody's going to apologize to me later. Or I just say unsubscribe. That is a good hack. Okay, this one says, love you guys. What's your weirdest celebrity interaction?
God.
Almost all of my celebrity interactions are weird.
I fucking hate celebrities. Every celebrity I know is a weirdo. It probably would be some interaction I've had with myself.
I don't know if that counts. I think my two weirdest would be Suge Knight and Gary Busey, which...
What was that party like?
They were not together. Suge Knight, have I never told you this?
Did he hold you out of a window and
he wanted to?
He did that to Vanilla Ice.
I was 19. I was at Saddle Ranch on Sunset, and I was wasted with a group of friends. And at the time, I was working for this PR agency, and one of the products that we were like promoting or whatever was this thing called a Chuggler, which was a mug, like a plastic mug that had a tube coming out of the bottom that you could beer bong from the mug.
We're doomed.
And
we're doomed.
No,
We'll be
it's
doomed for a
awesome.
long
I really want a new one. So I was ordering beers and doing beer bongs on the patio of...
Hey Siri, get Kelly a Chuggler for her birthday.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, fuck off. It's too hard.
So I'm doing beer bongs, sitting outside. I had just accidentally pulled the tube from the wrong end, so the entire beer like spilled in my lap. And this guy comes out, and all these people are flocking to him, like trying to get pictures and all of that stuff. And I'm pretty much blacked out at this point. But also I wasn't really up on pop culture at the time. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go see who that is. And my friend's like, ask him what happened to Tupac. And I was like, I don't know who that is, but I'm not gonna do that. So I walk up to him and I go, who are you? And he goes, who are you? And I was like,
Nobody likes that, Kelly.
I was 19.
Like, I don't know who you are, but my friends think you're famous.
No, it was because everybody was coming up to him.
People do that shit all the time.
I know. It was 20 years ago.
I'm mad at you.
Just
20
relax.
years ago.
It's Suge Knight, dude.
He's in jail now.
I know.
For doing terrible things.
Let me tell the rest of the story.
That's probably the turning point for him. He probably was a perfectly upright person, and then you did that. The next day, he fucking took vanilla ice, hung him out of a window, and then ran over like 7 people in a parking lot. Is that what he did?
No.
He shot some people, didn't he?
I actually don't even know his.
Do you know
full
what
story.
Suge Knight did, Isaac?
I'll look it up.
So anyway,
and find out the date of it, because I think this may be related.
no, this was well after the Tupac stuff. He was already the guy he was at that time. And so he's like, who are you? And I was like, not anybody important. Nobody's trying to take pictures with me. And he's like, I had blonde hair at the time. And he's like, do the carpets match the drapes? And I go, I was wasted. And I go, I have linoleum floors.
What does that mean?
And so he goes to this other table, like a couple tables down from us, with his friends. And I go back to my friends, and probably 20 minutes later, he like beckons me over. He does this. And so I walk over, I'm wearing jeans, and he grabs my belt loops, turns me around, and puts me on his lap and starts bouncing me like I'm a fucking toddler. And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm sitting there for a little while talking to all of them. And then he asks me if I want to leave with them. And I was like, no, I'm going to stay here with my friends. I still didn't know who he was. And he's like, all right. So they all leave. They leave in this
What year was this?
I was 19, so it would have been like 2006-ish.
Okay.
They leave in this giant expedition. There's like clouds of smoke billowing out the windows, and I go back to my friends, and I was like, and the one who told me to ask about Tupac, I'm like, so who was that? And he's like, that's the guy who killed Tupac. And I'm like,
wait, did he kill Tupac?
I think at the time it was like they thought he did, and I was like, you fucking asshole! Like,
allegedly killed Tupac.
Yeah.
That would be so fucked up. You're just bouncing. You're like, so.
I'm like, goo goo gaga. But then it was funny because my mom had heard me tell that story a bunch of times, and I saw Straight Outta Compton with my parents, and we were walking.
Is he in it?
Yeah, it's a story about.
They play him?
Yeah,
somebody plays
and
him?
so we're walking out of the theater, and I go, so what'd you guys think? And my mom's like, well, now that I know who Suge Knight is, I don't think your story's as funny anymore.
Because he could have been murdered.
True. And then my other one with Gary Busey, he came on to the Jim Jeffries show, and my coworker had an office across the hall from mine, and he was sitting in her office, but I needed to ask her a question. I was wearing a shirt that said Miami. And so I like walk up to the door, and he's like, you from Miami? I'm like, no, I'm from Chicago. He's like, oh, I used to play for the Chicago Cubs. And I'm like, really?
Gary Busey?
Well, that's what I thought too, because I was like, I feel like I would know that. So he goes on this, he tells me this 10-minute story about how he was a pitcher for the Cubs and he hurt his arm and all of this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, I don't have time for this right now.
Did you know it was bullshit?
I did. I was just like, I didn't know what to think. I was like, man, I guess maybe nobody's ever told me. And so he goes, in a little film called Rookie of the Year. I was like, God damn it, Gary, what the fuck? Like, so he spent 10 minutes telling me this story about his character on...
Is Rookie of the Year when Thomas Ian Nicholas was a little boy and they picked him up? And
yeah.
he's a little boy, right? A little boy baseball player?
Yeah, I don't know the name of the actor, but yeah,
Thomas Ian
that
Nicholas.
kid.
He's a nice guy. Hey, Tom.
Did you know that my brother Scott was the runner-up to play that character?
No.
Yeah. So full circle moment.
I would like him better if he got that part.
Gary Busey is weird. His teeth are in my top 3 irrational fears. Snakes, tsunamis, and Gary Busey's teeth. I'm not fucking kidding. And it was a top 3 fear before I met him. And so that was a really terrifying
I like the fact that, you know, how last week I was worried about us being sued by the Church of Scientology. Now I'm worried about being sued by the estate of Suge Knight and Gary Busey. So it's... I like where the show's going.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say anything bad about Suge. He was...
You said that he killed Tupac.
I said people at the time thought that he did.
No, you said he killed Tupac.
He's not getting out for a long time.
Yeah, he's in prison. Do you think they listened?
He drove his car into a music studio.
See, that's
Allegedly.
what I thought. I thought he ran over some people.
No, there were people that lived through it, and like never mind.
Yeah, and he like there was a video of him like abusing a woman or something like that. He's not a great guy.
He's not a great guy.
Very nice to me, but that doesn't mean he's a good guy. A lot of weird celebrity encounters at Saddle Ranch. I also got filmed for Nick and Aaron Carter's reality show.
I have only been to the Saddle Ranch twice. Once to do, that's where we had a press day for the new guy, because there was a mechanical bull in the movie and there's a mechanical bull there. And the other time was when Canadians visited. I cannot imagine going to the Saddle Ranch socially.
Well, it's at the time my brother.
Oh, you guys were underage too.
We were underage. My brother was a reserve sheriff, and everybody there knew me. So we would always get like half off of our bill or a free bill. Like I could go to dinner and get dinner and drinks with 8 friends, and they would just comp my entire bill.
Oh wow!
So
that's power of celebrity right there.
Yeah, it was great. All right, we're going to keep talking about our weird celebrity encounters over on Patreon. Guys, you can follow us on social media at LoadedPod. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/LoadedPod. You can email us at probablyloadedpod.com.
Oh, I have a good one.
What?
A good celebrity encounter.
Okay, tell us.
It's Samantha Romson, but I'll wait.
Yeah, tell us on Patreon.
I'll tell us on Patreon.
Thanks for listening, guys. And remember, if you have a problem with anything we said, please hesitate to let us know.
There's a comment card by the cash register. Bye, y'all. So years ago, LA nightlife was really organized. Like it was one bar, one night. So like Monday nights was Joseph's. And so you got, and I've spoken about this, you got jobs from going out. And so my publicist, Jenny, was like, you need to start going out. And so I was nervous. I didn't have a lot of friends in Hollywood. And she was like, so they're expecting you at Joseph's, which I think is like on Ivar. I think is Joseph still there?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Okay. Anyway, so, they're expecting you at Joseph's, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, go up and find a woman that looks like Edward James Olmos, and she works for this company, and she will let you in. And it's not Pantera Sarah. Pantera Sarah she ran LA Nightlife. This was somebody else who worked for the company. I think it was like a supporting staff member. Anyway, I found a woman that looked like Edward James Olmos, and she let me in and sat me at a table with Lance Bass, Samantha Romson, who was going by Smith at the time, and Joey Fatone was there. Did I already say Joey Fatone?
You said Lance Bass.
Lance and Joey Fatone was there, and it was like I think Zoe Saldana was there. It was a total random. So he sat me at this table. I know no one, and all of a sudden I look over. I didn't know who Samantha Romson was. This was before the Lindsay Lohan years, and she took an entire pack of cigarettes and put the whole pack in her mouth and lit them and smoked it.
Jesus Christ.
I know. That's weird.
What?
And then I went home and did it. I was like,
how do you ash? Was it like...
No, she took it like this. She put them all in a bundle and did this and smoked it. And I thought it was, clearly it was for effect. But I was
what
like,
if that's how she actually smokes?
Exactly. She smokes 12
carton a day.
She smokes 12 packs a day.
It's the Gaston of smoking cigarettes.
I was sitting there going, think about this. Look how dramatically my life changed at that point. Like I went from living in Nashville, Tennessee, working at a personal injury law firm, sitting at a table with celebrities where a woman is smoking an entire pack of cigarettes.
You call your parents, you're like, Mommy, Daddy, I'm in danger.
No,
more danger than I was.
No, because my nature is this. I'm not a why person. I'm an is person. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like this. Well, I guess this is how things are now.
This is life.
This is life.
I don't know if this story is accurate, but I feel like it's true. When my middle brother used to smoke back in like high school when he shouldn't, he would come home smelling like smoke and cologne, and then tell my parents that he and his friends got in a cologne fight. Like, we
to cover the cigarettes.
Yeah. And I believe that my dad had him smoke a pack of cigarettes all the way through.
That's a very sort of 1950, 60 thing to do. Because my dad has that same story. My mother smoked, my whole life. And my dad never smoked. And he told me it was because when his dad caught him smoking, it made him smoke a whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Which I feel like it's effective. You would feel so sick after that happening that you probably wouldn't want one again.
Yeah. I could see that.
That's good parenting, as far as I'm concerned.
If you said did you grow up in the generation of if you said a bad word, they wash your mouth out with soap?
Yeah, I got my mouth washed out with soap for saying Brussels sprouts suck.
What?
Yeah. I was like 5 or 6.
You were abused.
Don't say that because my mom claims it never happened. I'm like, no, I remember it vividly. But it just
It's literally the only thing I've written in my 100 journals.
I don't think that's the most abusive thing that
Wait,
could have
this is the
happened.
Patreon. She won't hear this. Did she
Yeah.
subscribe to our Patreon?
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
Phew.
We dodged a bullet on that one.
Because she does listen.
The only thing we have to deal with now is the estate of Suge Knight.
If he's listening in prison, then we're doing something right. That's all I can say.
This is the #1 podcast for people in prison for running their car into a recording studio. You don't know this?
I have had a car.
I spent $10,000 on the marketing for that.
Somebody ran their car into my house in college, but it was not Suge. So, no claim.
Or was it?
No, I saw her. I saw her with my own eyes.
Was it Anne H?
Oh, God. Oh, my Jesus. Don't say that.
Kelly,
What?
you remember when we started this podcast today and I said that I'd lost the will to live?
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit of the will to live back. And I
Just a little?
And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
That taco on the way out here, we stopped at Taco Bell. It was a game changer. I really did not want to be here today.
Yeah, I was really tired. I thought about...
I'm so fucking jet lagged, and that's such a douchey thing to complain about, and I'm not complaining. I'm stating.
It's not a complaint. It's a fact.
I have been in like 8 time zones in the last, however little bit, like 2 weeks, and
Yeah,
I'm exhausted.
it's hard.
It really is hard. It's hard being me.
And getting jolted awake by an earthquake and not being able to go back to sleep. I was so annoyed just because I had an appointment at 9 and it happened at like 7:30 and I'm like, fuck. Now
What kind
I'm
of
up.
appointment was it?
I
Can
had
you
to
tell?
get my nails done.
Oh, right. Can I see them? I can't see that far. Hold on. Put it right on my eyeball.
Are you gonna bend it back?
You're gonna bend her
I can't.
hand back.
That's the way they were yesterday.
Yeah, but they were peeling off.
Oh, right.
I spent a lot of time in the pool
How
during
much
the
do nails
heat wave.
cost to keep nails?
I go to like a
maintained?
hole in the wall place because I love them, and my nails have been healthier than they've ever been going to them, but also because it's cheap. So a lot of people, like if you go to a regular salon, a gel manicure can be upwards of $60. But
How often do you have to do that?
I go like once a month, once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks.
Hey,
Mine lasts
Siri-
forever.
Hey Siri, what is? Oh, that's like $500 a year.
Yeah.
No,
well,
more
but
than that, more
I
than
don't
that.
pay $60. My place charges $28 and then I tip $10. So
nearly
this
$700
price
a
right
year.
here that they're saying between 20 and 45, that's for a standard manicure just with regular nail polish.
That's
which
like $700 a year on fingernails.
yeah, but if I don't have gel on my nails are super sharp and I will like pick at my skin, and I will pick.
Why don't you put tape on them?
Why don't you walk around with tape on your fingers like the rest of us? I'll pick at my skin or pick at like the skin around my nails and it'll just until it's raw. I think that's partially an ADHD thing. I'm just like a fucking skin picker.
You're your own worst enemy.
Edward Kelly hands.
Edward Kelly hands.
Oh my God, my fucking shower.
Kelly's shower exploded. That shower head exploded. She had like beads in it. You have like bath beads in
Well,
there?
I have a shower head that has, it's like a plastic casing and it's got beads in it that I think filter hard water or something like that. So that has a crack in it and that has been shooting out from the shower head for a while. But after I watched Edward Scissorhands the other night, the next day I went to take a shower and my entire shower was shooting water out of every orifice.
Wait, why does his shower do that?
Why does what?
Wait, why does that remind you of Edward Scissorhands?
Because he fucking keeps popping the water bed and there's water spouting out everywhere. It just like the way the water was spouting out.
That's a
too,
really
kind of just-
specific. You have to explain that reference because Edward Scissorhands. I'm like, did he take a shower and destroy the shower?
No, it like the way the water was spouting out kind of reminded me of his hands.
Like that?
Yeah, it was like everywhere. It soaked my fucking bathroom
Okay.
and my bedroom.
So I just want to let you know that when you tell that reference to people, they don't know what you mean.
Maybe just you don't.
Did you know what it meant, Isaac?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You did?
Maybe
She posted it the other
Maybe
day.
it was a better reference than Jean-Marc Bouvet.
Oh,
I googled that.
because seems like other people got it pretty well.
Everybody in my house got my joke.
And can you list them out for me? Was it Suge Knight, Gary Busey's teeth,
And NH.
I rewatched Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands in the past week, and they don't hold up as well as I remember.
Do you know what movie holds up? Arthur. You need to see
I've
Arthur
never seen it,
with
yeah.
Dudley Moore. It's amazing. It holds up. I saw a clip from it the other day. I send you whenever I just had this giant tax debt that I have to settle, I was like, I know that I owe it, but it's a big outlay and I feel poor. And then I sent you that Dudley Moore clip. I know what I'll do. I'll work. I'll get a job. Do you know that clip I sent you?
Yeah.
I've only have 4 clips and I send them to you.
Yeah.
The Desperate Lives clip. I went through this period of like 3 years of sending Kelly this full-length trailer for this movie that came out in 1982 called Desperate Lives.
It's like the running gag that Paul Rudd has with Conan O'Brien, where do you know what I'm talking about? Every time Paul Rudd is on Conan's show to promote some movie or whatever, they're like, all right, and we got the movie, let's play a clip. And it's the same clip of this kid, like, I think in a shopping cart or something like that, going down a hill, and Conan falls for it every fucking time, and it hits every time.
Hey guys, Google the trailer for Desperate Lives.
Mac and me.
Google the trailer for Desperate Lives. It is a made-for-TV movie. It's in early 80s, and it's trying to make kids stay off drugs. It's one of those things that's so poorly produced.
It's the thing that made me try drugs.
Exactly. Helen Hunt smokes.
You want to watch it?
Yeah.
Please, could we?
From the growing drug
Oh wait,
epidemic.
we're give them.
Adults do liquor, even
Hold on, because the beginning is everything.
A young high school counselor is
Counselor.
determined to save her students from the growing drug epidemic.
Adults do liquor,
Even toke. Everybody does it.
You really believe that, don't you?
Everybody who's anybody.
You're exactly like me.
I think we've played this before.
We have.
I've seen it before.
I probably sent it to you too. Have we made eye
She attempts
contact?
to help one
Still have sent it to you.
special on the brink of destruction.
You're a doper.
Admit it. You need it.
You've got a problem that I can handle.
I think we should reshoot this as a Kelly and DJ promo.
We should do a dramatic reading like we did of Camilla being a tampon or Charles being a tampon in Camilla's trousers. Wait, hold on. Helen Hunt does she karate chops her way out of a 5th floor window. That's Helen Hunt.
That's definitely a stunt guy.
She smoked a joint laced with PCP with angel dust and jumped out of a window. And it made me not want to smoke weed with angel dust in it. I've never done that. And I can't say that I can't say that it's not because of this.
I would try it.
So even if it saved one life, this movie was worth it.
All right. Well, we'll end on that note because we don't want anybody to go out
Desperate lives.
Seeking weed with PCP laced.
Allegedly, Suge Knight, allegedly.
It's a little too late for that. Just pop a couple of allegedlys into the original episode.
We'll do one of those things where they talk fast. The opinions of Kelly Blackheart.
But I did
make calls
follow
herpes.
it up with they thought he killed Suge Knight. Or he killed Tupac. I didn't say that I thought that. I still barely even know fucking the whole story.
And you said allegedly during that story too.
Oh, you did?
You're clear.
Perfect.
As your attorney, I advise you to put this episode out.
Better don't come
Good.
find me.
I just really
because I just smoked some weed with PCP and I'm gonna karate chop my way out of a window.
I just don't want to hurt our biggest demographic, which is people in prison who've ran
Yeah,
their
but
car
I
into
actually
recording studios.
I think that they'll fight for us because we are doing transgender operations on illegal aliens in prison.
fine.
So we have a lot of goodwill in prison. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.